This is Live from 205.
Just 11.
Live from Palos Verdes High School's #1 source.
You're watching Live from 205.
Hi, I'm Bob Grace.
And I'm Chris Seid.
And we're the student co-founders of Live from 205.
It was the summer of 2002, and Palos Verdes Intermediate School had just closed and was reopening as Palos Verdes High School.
Mr. Vela was actually my Spanish teacher as a freshman at Peninsula High School. And I remember as the year was wrapping up and Bob and I were contemplating coming to the new Palos Verdes High School, I remember talking to Mr. Vela and he said, "Oh, I'm going to go teach over there." And we started talking, and he was not only going to teach Spanish, but he was also going to teach video production. And so I think at that time we kind of like got our heads together and we're like, hey, let's meet up over the summer to see what video production equipment's left at Palos Verdes High School. We were into creating our own montages and videos.
We got into it because in 5th grade we went on a tour of news stations.
Oh, that's right.
From that moment we had this, interest in live television.
We came in this room in that summer of 2002 and we're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? I mean, just old boxes of equipment and wires.
What it started with was a very basic format of 2 anchors reading the morning announcements and maybe shifting over to an entertainment segment. We had Eric's Couch. I think we had Catherine's Corner that year too.
Yeah, but you got to back up, Bob. Like it was 2 IKEA chairs. It was it was a curtain rod with a black curtain over here.
And a little plant behind them.
A little plant. We had, I think, 3 cameras or something, and we strung it all together.
It was really shoddy. I mean, it was
no lighting, no microphones.
No, it was just all the fluorescent lighting. It was just about taking the equipment, building, figuring out a way to get live to the school, and then starting very, very basic. We had to go through that process of
trial and error, of being like
a lot of trial and error.
This is terrible. They're gonna cancel the program if we don't make this, we don't make this a little better.
And we did make it better. It wasn't until that 3rd year that we really elevated the program to more akin to what you have today.
But first, our top story, PV versus Penn.
But I think Bob and I knew that others would follow along. We didn't have to go out and beg people to apply. Like, we had people lining up and more applications than we had positions for. And that's when it clicked to us, like, wow, this program is making an impact. It's doing something, and the school and the student body and the teachers and staff are all noticing.
Everybody on this campus thinks that there is no greater program than 205. The bar is always set high, and then you always exceed it year after year after year. Like it just, you keep pushing the limit, and then you surpass it every single year. Nothing brings us together like 205. Nothing has more of an impact on who we are like 205, and nothing shows us off like 205.
When I was news director leading the program, it was a lot. You're running a full-on news show of 20 to 30 people as a 17 or 18-year-old. That was very challenging, but also very rewarding experience to juggle the responsibility of running the show, but also being a regular high school student.
It also kind of gives you a little bit of a glimpse into the real world before you have to step foot in the real world. Y'all are kind of working jobs, and because of Mr. Vela's openness and willingness to come up with an idea with us and allow us to input into it, this thing became Live from 205 and really flourished.
Vela was so passionate about 205, and you felt his passion every day. He really gave so much creative freedom to the students. You could work on whatever you wanted. You had the comfort to be able to make mistakes and learn from it. It taught us to become leaders very quickly.
Having Mr. Vela originally, he always instilled, I would say everyone said, Everyone would say like discipline and like turning stuff in on time.
And then at the beginning of my sophomore year, Vela left abruptly.
We had, I think, maybe 3 months gap between Mr. Vela and Mr. Bokar. I would say that was a pretty big deal. Obviously, Mr. Vela had started the program. This is the first time that 205 was ever going to have a different teacher. Didn't really know exactly like what was going on with the whole dynamic.
I was not interested in leaving the school I was at. It wasn't until I actually got in a room with the Live from 205 students, and I'll never forget it. I'm like, these kids are on another level. They were so kind and so like welcoming. And I remember them saying, we're glad you're here. And immediately, like, I thought to myself, I'm like, I'm in the right place right now.
At the time, we were just happy to have a teacher, and we didn't really have one. We are student run, but I think having Bokar as the backbone of the program really gave us a sense of stability and certainty and kind of drove us forward to do what we wanted to do. He's so good about positive reinforcement to everyone, and especially me, because like I needed it at the time. And that just drove me like, maybe I can do this. Maybe I am actually a little like kind of good at this. At the beginning of the year, like I would have never thought that I would like be able to get the anchor position. And I think Bokar really instilled in me that if I have the drive to do something, I can get it done with the right amount of effort.
There's two different ways of approaching it. One is completely blowing it up and starting new. The other one is just completely keep it the same and never change anything. And I think what doesn't grow dies. This is an art and not a science. Sometimes the best projects are created when people kind of like veer off the normal, established kind of like set formula.
The cool part of it was like a melting pot, so to speak, of so many people that without this program wouldn't necessarily have come together in the same extracurricular or social circle or what have you.
You're bringing all these perspectives together to create news content at such a fast pace. That collaborative environment, when I was a student, brought me so much inspiration for 205, but also for what would eventually turn into my career beyond graduation.
Hard work, grit, showing up, getting it done, finding a way, right? Empowered to be great and do things that you never thought you could do.
The most rewarding thing I've ever done in my life is working here and seeing how much these kids grow. They're not just my students, they become my family, and they are my children. One day they can barely, kind of like open up Premiere Pro to end up, doing stuff that's nationally recognized.
The seniors are teaching the freshmen, teaching the sophomores, teaching the juniors. And then they go on and create these amazing companies, and those kids are then giving back to 205.
205 was really the launching pad for the company that I've built today. When I was in 205, a lot of the stories I enjoyed telling were chasing daring and controversial stories. Fast forward to today, that's exactly what I'm doing, just on a larger level. Of all my friends from high school, I'm still closest to my friends that I had in 205.
The 205 fam is real. People think it's corny, it's overused term. I think you don't know it's real until you're in it. And when you're in it, I don't think anyone would ever doubt that it's a real thing.
Because of this program and the blood, sweat, and tears that we put into this thing every single day, you had incredible friendships.
It's easy when you have a program like this that is well established to kind of just continue going and kind of not innovate. But if I could just say anything to the next group of students that are in this program, it would be just to continue to push the program forward, make the program better.
Feel free to build your own new thing and to take it to new heights that none of us could imagine sitting right here. Start from your own blank slate.